Hello Whovians and welcome back to MDW. This is Jason from MDW or Hypozilla, and last time I toured TARDIS 1, the very first TARDIS I made, and I gotta say I still like it to this day, but I know I could do better. So I just feel like I could improve on that now. Sorry, I'm also texting during this. Anyway, here is TARDIS 2. Now this is the smallest TARDIS. And I said for season 2, for season 3, I'm going to go smaller, more simplistic. It doesn't need to be sort of over... Or, it doesn't need so many rooms. And at first I was like, it's going to be bigger and better. And then I was like, it's going to be smaller and more simple. And it was much simpler. I don't know why that... Oh, yeah. Anyway, we walk in. Oh, yeah, still with a... Yeah, so I kept the free design with this TARDIS too, unfortunately. Anyway, we walk in, and yeah, we can see this. You know, when you walk in, we've got bookshelves on the side. This is a common theme. Whenever you walk into a TARDIS, you'll either see a bookshelf, or there'll be a bookshelf at the end of the room. It's guaranteed with any of my TARDISes. Anyway, walk up the stairs, and if you're a subscriber from Hypozilla, then you will have seen this TARDIS before. Now, this is actually the newest feature on the TARDIS, believe it or not. The rotating... I did this myself. There used to actually be two that would wrap around, that would go around each other. And this would have... I think this used to do it too, but I accidentally messed it up. This does it though. But if you remember, I took some screenshots like this of the console and just everything around it, and I thought, yeah, this is going to get views. This is going to be like the best TARDIS ever. Again, sorry, I'm texting. You can see how bulky the consoles used to be, how much was going on, and I realised I did not like that. And for TARDIS 3, TARDIS 3 had this. Season 4, you will see that the TARDIS had this, and in the TARDIS update where I showed off TARDIS 3, you will see that I had this, and it was only about maybe this mid 2019 where I changed it, and I decided from then on I'm changing every single sort of console to be slimmer and more simplistic. We also have a giant time rotor. I felt like if I'm making a time rotor, it should be very low down. I didn't like it much. But that's also because the roof is low down. Like, this really should have been on the ground. But if you've noticed, every TARDIS I've had has a bit going under. But yeah, this is easily my worst TARDIS. I improved it vastly. Anyway, with this bookshelf, map, painting. Yeah, this was the only exception. Every other sort of monitor I've had for on the TARDIS has always been here, where you can see all the buttons that would have. Obviously, you got the main dematerialization lever. Anyway, and we also have 4 side panels again, recurring theme. Under here we have technically what would have been the TARDIS wardrobe, because it's where the Doctor found his clothes in season 3. Then we have this. I don't know. I don't like it much, because this was the second TARDIS that I had. Because I was always like, I'm going to change it after season 2. I thought of changing it during season 2, but no, I was like, after season 2, I'm going to use a new TARDIS. But when I started using it, I could not wait to go back to the first TARDIS. And that's why in episode 3, I made an episode called Inception. And basically, it's just the TARDIS one appears, I think, in the library. And basically I go into it and I just explore it, and it's just reminiscing on it. Anyway, in here we have the study. So we've got paintings on the side. Now you can already see it's a bit wider than the last one, but still not that great. If anything, I'm still not fond of this design of the library. Oh, I use bookshelves. You know, I probably used bookshelves before. I probably completely didn't notice. We'll get to that later. Anyway, we have the fireplace again. Doesn't look as good as the first one. And we also have the chair. Again, I'd have to sit here, otherwise I'd be moving up. This is the closest that I would get to like a gallery. But then again, I made a gallery, and that was the most recent room added to the TARDIS. I think this was the second room I added. The old console rooms. As you can see, it's only one room, and it looks horrendous. Some people might think it's good, but I don't like the simplicity of it. Now, nowadays, I do like simple looking TARDISes, but, like, you know, TARDIS 3 has a lot going on in the main console room. I'm not saying anything about TARDIS 4, TARDIS 2 doesn't really have much, TARDIS 1 has quite a bit, but in side consoles that I've made, I started to appreciate them more, because they don't have a lot going on, and it's very simple looking, yet also really nice. But yeah, again you can see just how bulky the things used to be. Not much in here. And in here we have the gallery over here and the library. Now the gallery is a room that is absent on TARDIS 3 because I hated it. Now this doesn't feel like a gallery at all. It feels like a library with paintings all over. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not too fond of the library. Or the gallery, because it's pretty much just the same few paintings over and over and over. And obviously you got a load of these. And these were like the only differences. And then going into the library, we have the worst looking library I've ever made. First of all, there's numerous things of note. This isn't even in the center. Right? I'm pretty sure I made this pretty central. The center block, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is pretty central. I completely cocked that up by, look at this. Just look at this, right? Look at how off that is. And the thing is, I didn't notice while I was doing this. I didn't even notice during the filming of season 3, which I gotta say the episodes felt better than, or the first couple of episodes, they felt better than season 1 and 2. Like in some regards, but just looking at the TARDIS, it really does, you know, some points are redacted. But yeah, it feels more like a maze than anything, and that's really it. But yeah, that's really it. This is TARDIS 2. Not fond of the design. Uh, well, I mean, some of you may have liked it. I personally did not. And I think season 3 was the only season where I had the least sort of collaborations with anyone. I think season 2 had a few. And it's still, what, the longest season? I remember the start of season 2. I think it had an alright start. But then I had this sort of thing where I'd go on and use things are getting complicated or whatever. I think it's just called complicated. I would use that in about 6 of like the 12 episodes, if not more. There was definitely a lot more. And there was also an episode set in the desert, which never came to pass, unfortunately. I think that was one of the better episodes. It did feel like a Tomb Raider, not Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones themed episode. Anyway, that is all. Thank you for watching, and cheerio.